Today we're gonna be trading for a lot of rainbow hatch pets and OP Titanic pets. We even traded for an army of Headless Horsemen and used it to make crazy profit. In one of the trade, we managed to get a huge win using the Horseman, so stay tuned to watch. So starting out with our first trade, I was lucky enough to find a pet collector that was willing to give an overpay for my rainbow hatch kitsune. A rainbow hatch kitsune can get one kitsune and adds, but for him, he didn't mind giving me two kitsune, as he wanted one. This is already a great start to my trading week, and I was excited for more to come. We then got into a trade, and he showed me his inventory of Titanic pets. I was absolutely mind blown because he had one of the biggest raccoon I have ever seen. When the new update dropped, the Horseman was a really high demand pet, and I wanted to get my hands on some, so I traded my raccoons for them. Of course, a Horseman is worth less than a raccoon now, so if I were you guys, I wouldn't do it. After searching for a couple of hours for a trade for these Horsemen, I found a trader that offered me his semi-Titanic rainbow sea turtle. I was skeptical as I thought he was gonna pull some sort of scam, but luckily, he ended up giving me his sea turtle, which gave me a huge profit later on. I then traded my kitsune and ascended raccoon for a rainbow Dilophosaurus, which I will say is a small lose now. The next day after the update, the Horseman has significantly dropped in values, but I was still persistent to use them to make some great profit. I was able to trade my Horseman for a raccoon worth of stuff, which is great considering I gave 3 Spinosaurus for it. Seeing how easy it was to profit with these, I decided to collect a few of them before returning to look for trades. Here I am giving 3 butterflies for a Horseman, which is a pretty fair trade. I managed to get 4 Horsemen after a couple of hours and went back to look for trades. Fennec Fox has been rising, so I was willing to give 3 Mimics for one. I also traded my Mimic for a Rainbow Corrupted Kitsune. This trade took an hour to find, but I was still able to profit, as this is worth about a raccoon. I realized that I completely ran out of Spinosaurus and butterflies, so I completely unleashed my loads of Mimic for 1 Horseman. I then got offered a godly sized tarantula hawk, so I offered my mega kitsune and 1 Horseman, which I think I can use to profit. This pet seems pretty OP, as it can greatly reduce the cooldown of pets every 1 minute, which I was pretty happy about. I then met up with this guy that wanted to trade his ascended raccoon for my Horseman, which I couldn't miss. Up to this point, getting a raccoon for my Horseman was pretty much impossible, so I knew I had to drop my standards. Going on to the next trade, I decided to call it quits for a raccoon and got a bunch of downgrade pets. I then got a comment from one of my subscribers that wanted to trade for my rainbow semi-Titanic sea turtle. I would say his offer is pretty fair, considering my Titanic's rainbow sea turtle can get 2 kitsunes and adds. With the rainbow kitsune and mega kitsune I had just got, I went out to search for rainbow hatch pets as they are super underrated. After a few hours of searching for one, I managed to find a rainbow hatch pet I had never had before. The double mutation on the lobster makes it so a fruit has a 45% to get molten, which I knew I had to get. So we got into a trade, and I traded him my golden kitsune without any hesitation. I was pretty happy with this pet as I planned to put a mega mutation on it. Seeing the great offer I got for my rainbow sea turtle, I decided to get my hand on another one. Although this one was slightly smaller than my previous one, I still gave a pretty fair trade of 2 kitsunes worth of pets. On to the next trade, I found someone giving away 3 raccoons for a kitsune, which is a pretty good trade. A normal kitsune can get 2 raccoons plus butterfly, so I was pretty happy with this trade. I then decided to trade my Mimics for a Spinosaurus just to free up some inventory space. I then found a Headless Horseman bulk trader, and I found out that my raccoon I had traded for previously was a dupe, which was pretty unlucky. Of course, losing a raccoon is really demoralizing, but I had to keep going and went out to search for profit with the Headless Horseman I got. I guess you can say I made my loss of a raccoon back, because in this trade, I managed to get a Rainbow Corrupted Kitsune with 6 Horsemen, which is a pretty big win. With the rainbow kitsune I had just got earlier, I got another rainbow hatched corrupted kitsune. The reason why I say these are pretty underrated is due to it being only obtainable through Roblox, which had a really low chance of even getting. Using the Horseman I had just obtained, I started looking for things I knew that would be profit. I got the Horseman at an average value of 3.2 mimic, so getting things like a fennec fox will be profit. I then traded my 2 amazing raccoon for another corrupted hatch kitsune. Up to this point, I had like 5 corrupted hatch kitsune, which is pretty close to a full team of 8, which sounds absolutely insane. With my last 2 headless horsemen, I managed to get a raccoon out of it, which I am pretty happy about. I ran back to my bulk trader to get another 5 headless horsemen with my raccoon. I realized I completely ran out of raccoons and kitsunes at this point due to me trading for the rainbow hatch pets, so things weren't looking great. After some time, I decided to just trade my OP 21kg mega kitsune for 12 more headless horsemen, as I know I could profit with them better. It was hard to let go, but sometimes you just have to let go of a pet for better games.
Another one.
5 minutes later, I got a fennec fox for my headless horseman, and 2 butterflies for my headless horseman. I also traded my OP kitsune plus 3 headless horsemen for another huge rainbow sea turtle. I'm pretty happy with this trade here, as I was able to get a disco bee for a headless horseman, which is about a 2 mimic profit. I got another insane win here, as I was able to flip 8 of my horsemen for a mega kitsune, which alone could get me another 12 horsemen. Sometimes I don't even know how I get these insane wins, but at the end of the day, a win is a win. I decided to trade my kitsune for 3 raccoons, taking a slight lose just so I can have some raccoon downgrades. I ended the day with my last horseman for 4 brontosaurs, which is a fair trade. Anyways guys, quick little inventory haul before you leave. We ended up with 5 OP Titanic pets. These pets are OP due to its ability to give experience, and the wasp is good for reducing cooldown. We also managed to get a full team of rainbow hatch pets, with most of them being the corrupted kitsunes, which I'm not disappointed about. Anyways guys, make sure you subscribe for more daily short videos and weekly long videos. And if you enjoyed this one, I will watch my previous video and my next video as well. Goodbye.